What's up guys, Qehzy here, bringing you guys part 2 of these manipulation banner tutorials. So I know the first part was kind of long, 20 minutes, pretty long for a tutorial. So I'm gonna try to make this really fast. So one thing I did change, I added another gradient to the color correction, and that was basically this kind of green, just because it made the banner look a little better. But yeah, so let's get right into this. I'm gonna go to the render. I'm gonna make a new layer, and I'm gonna start making some shadows now. So I'm gonna go get a black and make my brush a little smaller, and that might be too big. Alright, there we go. Okay, now I'm gonna zoom in here, and I'm gonna have the shadow go above this and like over here. So I'm just gonna go, oh crap, actually I want this layer below it. I don't know why I did that. And I'm going to have the shadow go over here, right here, like that. And put it on overlay and bring down the opacity. Want it to still be recognizable. Like that looks pretty good. It might go a little too far, so I'm going to erase it. Oh man, still really big. So like that, is that? I need a soft brush. Alright, so I'm going to erase it like that. That looks a little better. And I'm going to make another layer below it. Get some more, get my brush again, add some more shadows. So right in here, this is going to be quite a dark area. Make this a little smaller again and go in here. This is going to be a dark area. This will be dark with the shadows. This around here. Oh, right there. Again, put this on overlay, bring down the opacity, something like that. It's starting to get somewhere. Now we're going to want to go to the render, and another thing I added was I just made some coloring. I kind of made it blend a little more so it's not that gray. I just added a dark tan that blends a little more. So you can just make a new layer and fill it with that and put it on overlay, and I have mine on like 41%. So I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to go to the bottom here, and I'm going to make this dark, the whole thing a little darker, like this. Put that on overlay, bring it down, there we go. And I'm just going to fill in this spot too. Make my brush a little smaller. There we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. It's looking a lot better. I'm going to actually add some more textures. So I'm going to go again down to the original image, and I'm just going to find somewhere to cut out something. So I'm going to go over to this gear looking thing. I'm just going to cut out like this circle just to see what this does. Okay. Command V, and put this above it again, and do the same thing we did last time, which requires a lot of duplication and stuff. Let's just do this. Alright, there we go. Now you can do this as many times as you want with as many textures as you want. Just to kind of give it the look that it fits in with the background you chose. So I'm thinking this looks pretty good right now. Again, I'm not really liking this edge down here. I'm going to try to make this more jagged, so maybe it looks like it fits in a little more. So let me get this, and I'm just going to kind of poke at it. Something like that. This should look alright. Hopefully. Delete that. There we go. I like that. That looks pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna make another new layer above the render. Clipping mask again. Make this white and I'm just gonna kind of highlight the logo like this and get all the spots where the sun would be hitting it. Something like that. Alright, that should work. Put that on overlay, bring it down quite a bit like that, and I'm gonna go make another one, another clipping mask, go to black this time, and I'm just gonna get the bottoms of this logo here because it would be darker down here because not as much sun would be hitting it, like that, and then same deal in here. Maybe get a little smaller brush real quick. You zoom in. Hopefully I didn't get too much of that. Alright, that should work. And put this on overlay. Bring it down. Alright, there we go. Now it's really starting to come together. It looks a little too dark. Which is this layer? Yeah, it was this one. I just made it. Looks a little too dark, so I'm gonna bring it down. Alright, now it's starting to look pretty good. We're getting there. There's still something that just quite doesn't bring it together. Like, there's something missing that it doesn't fit in. So what I did with the Arabi background was I added some fire. So I think I'm gonna do that again. So I'm gonna go back to the main image, the background image, and I'm just gonna get the elliptical tool, marquee tool, but make sure the feather's on 0. And I'm gonna select this fire. There we go. Control C, Control V, like usual, and bring this. And this can be in the clipping mask. Just make sure it's the top one if you do it like that. And I'm just gonna line that up in there. Maybe make it a little smaller. And it's gonna be in this little cutout part of the logo. So I'm going to make it a little smaller. I'm going to erase the grubble that's around it because I don't want that. I just want the fire basically. So I'm going to get the eraser, make sure it's small, cut out some of this doof like that. There we go. Now it should just be the fire, and that's a little too big. So I'm going to do that. Zoom out, and now you got a little fire in there. And now we just got to make the logo kind of work with it. So I'm going to create a new layer above it, make sure it's on clip mask, and we're going to get some orangish like that. Get a bigger brush. That's way too big. Do that. See what this looks like on soft light. That looks pretty good. Doesn't really match the rest of this, so I'm going to make it a little brighter like that. There we go. Now it's starting to look good. There we go. Starting to look like something. Not bad. I do think it's a little too bright. Maybe darken it up a little more, and maybe add some highlights on the bottom. So I'm going to create another clip mask, and of course, depending on the image you use, you're going to have to do a lot of this, maybe a little of this, and it's going to be dependent on your image, where you put it, where the sun is, and everything like that. So let me just add some highlights above here. And right here. Put this on overlay. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. And I'm just going to add some black spots on the logo. That should be big enough. Do like this. Put it on overlay. Starting to blend in. Look, that looks pretty good. Could make a lot more adjustments and things. Probably need more shadows. It looks kind of too dark on this side. I'm just gonna brighten it up. I'm gonna play with this for a little bit. See what I can do. Alright guys, so I think this is good enough. I'm just going to roll with it. So I'm going to put that all in there, and I'm going to open up my banner template right here. And now my image wasn't very big, so I'm going to have to work with it and mess around with it. Depending on what image you use, it might fit in perfectly. It might be too large and you might not be able to get your logo in there like how you want it. As you can see, this is quite small. I believe I blew this up a little bit, but that can distort quality, which is not good. So I definitely suggest using a big image, but in my case I'm gonna have to make it a little bigger and hope for the best. So hopefully this doesn't distort it too much. It's not too bad. And I think I went like right about there. Yeah, that looks good. And as you can see, I have a full space over here where there's just nothing. I need to fill that in. What I did was I duplicated the background image, kind of brought it here, moved it up, did something like this. Maybe I made this a little bigger. No, I remember what I did. Just bring this over. I'm actually going to put it above it, and I'm going to cut out some of these pieces like this. There you go. Kind of blends, kind of doesn't. If watching this, you obviously are going to be able to spot it easily. When I add text and things, it shouldn't be as easily noticed. I'm gonna work with that. I'm gonna duplicate this one again, put it below, and on the one on top, I'm gonna erase this circular thing because you can clearly see that this is that, and I don't want that. And I'm gonna go to the one below and kind of bring it up. And let me just find a new city looking thing. That'll work. Erase that, and you can. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Not too bad. Probably could be a little better, but this will work just fine for us. So I'm gonna okay, that looks fine. And now we're just gonna have to make the banner come together. So I'm gonna go to the background image again, and you can see there's like these plots of smoke, like right here, up here and stuff. So I'm gonna get some of that. Just trace it out with the pen tool, just like this. Make a selection, Control C, Control V. I'm going to put this above the render, and how it comes I didn't get that much. Let me try this again. Alright, let me just Control Z a little bit. And I guess, oh, it's on this layer, isn't it? Right, that layer. Control C, Control V. There we go. Now I got some of it. And I'm gonna put this above here. Put this on. What is it? Screen? No, that's not screen. Darken, I believe it is, or something. No, that even looks weird. Let me just get around the edges. There we go. Now we got some like smoke. And I'm just gonna put this in different places. You can just play around. I'm gonna put it above the logo. Like that. I'm going to bring down the opacity because that stands out a little too much. And then I'm just going to, that looks fine, just one little hit. Now I'm just going to go make a new layer, fill it with black, should cover everything. I'm going to go to filter, render, clouds, and now we got some clouds here, and it'll use your two colors you have selected. So I kind of have an offset white. Actually, this looks like white. It looks offset white down there, but whatever. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put this on screen. So now we have some smoke. I'm gonna bring down the opacity, something like that. There we go. Now it kind of has that smoky feel throughout, like Burning City. Kind of works. And I'm gonna make a new layer. Again, I'm gonna fill it with black, and I'm gonna get my ellipse tool. I'm gonna put the feather at like 40. Hit enter. And then click the top corner of your box and go to the bottom corner, and then hit select, inverse, and delete. Actually, no, did it the opposite way. Just hit delete. There we go. I don't know why I did that. And then bring down the opacity so it kind of has a darker edge around it, like that. And I guess I didn't bring this all the way to the edge. Did I just... Whoops. Maybe I bring this over. Oh, let me do a few adjustments. Alright, I can't believe I didn't notice that. Alright, that works. You'd never know. So everything looks alright. Yeah, it looks great. Now we want to get into the fun part, which is adding the text. And the way I went about doing this is I kind of had like a little behind the text thing, and I had some flares with the text. So I'm just going to make a simplified version of this. So I'm going to get my rectangle marquee tool, make a new layer. I'm going to make the rectangle. That's about good. I'm going to fill it with black, and then I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to just drag it out. Actually, Control T, I'm going to bring it towards the edge here. Let me zoom in, and I'm going to hit Control, click the top point, bring it towards the center. That's too far. Like right there. Make sure it's still straight as you can get it. And do the same thing here. Hopefully this is pretty even. That's good enough. And I'm gonna just make it a little thinner now. There we go. This will work. I also have one of these pre-made in my 9.5K 2D pack. So if you just want to grab one of those, that'll work just fine. And it's a free pack, so I don't know if I said that. There we go. And it looks a little bit funky. I need my 9.5K pack anyway, called Qehzy 2D pack. So I'm gonna open this up. I might just grab one of those pre-made ones. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this one. No, this one. And it's basically the same deal. I just didn't bevel it as much, I guess. I guess that's the term. Let me just delete these. Alright, there we go. So now we have this. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Oop, not what I wanted. Alright, there we go. So what I did for the Robbie background is I put a white stroke on this. So let me just do that. White stroke, and that's kind of too thick, so I'm going to put it at like 1, and maybe bring down the opacity a little bit. No, that's fine. Maybe I should go down to one side. Alright, yeah, I like that. And then the fill, I'm just going to make it a little gray, or a little more gray instead of such a dark black. So darker gray like that. And that'll be just fine for now, and I'm going to line it up where I want it. So I'm going to put it there. That works. And you can make little boxes off of this for Twitter and such. I'm just going to be using text though. So I'm going to go go to my text tool and let it load, of course. I just realized I'm disconnected from the internet again. I keep disconnecting to use Camtasia and forgetting to reconnect. But yeah, so you can choose your font here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Era Duffus. Alright, that works. I'm going to use my favorite font, which is Gotham, because it's just a clean looking font. I'm going to go to Gotham Medium for now, and should have gone all caps. Let me change that here. What, Duffus? Is that what I did? Yeah. And I'm going to make sure this fits in with the box. Like this. Let's see how that looks. That looks good enough. And I'm going to adjust it so you can distinguish from the clan and the actual person's name. So I'm actually going to make the clan a little bit thinner. go Gotham book, and then I'm gonna make it a kind of orangish color. It's maybe like that. Is that looks pretty good. Looks good enough. And I'm gonna actually add a gradient over this. I'm gonna actually change this up a bit. I'm gonna use this purple gradient I have. You can use whatever gradient you can. You can just make this colored and then add just a box over it that's white. That'll work too. I'm just gonna rasterize this, and then I'm gonna select the name part of this, copy, delete, Control V, and realign this. And this time I'm gonna make it have 0 saturation, so it's gray, and bring the lightness up so it's a little brighter. And then I'm gonna change the color of the pink. So I'm hitting Control U, by the way. There, I forgot to say that, and I'm gonna change the color. Where is that? What color can I use? I guess I should stick with like that orangish. That'll work. There we go. So now we got the text. You could leave it like this, add the Twitter and all that jazz, but I'm gonna be a little creative and add some flares and things. So I'm gonna go to my 2D pack, which again is free. It's called the 9.5K pack. Just look through my channel, you'll find it. I'm gonna go to flares. I'm just gonna find a flare I like. This is the one I like. Drag this puppy on and make it a little smaller. Put it like above there, that'll work. And you can see it's like a box. I'm just gonna erase around it so you don't have that. And I'm gonna change the color so it's that orange. That's looking a little funky. Maybe if I bring down the saturation a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little thinner. And then erase up here because there's some of that left over. Alright, that'll work. And I'm just gonna bring the opacity down. So there's a slight flare there. And then the fun part, in my opinion, is adding these cool flare things that I made in this program I have. The flames. So I'm just gonna pick a few of these out. Let's just see, get 3 of them. Drag them in here. Just line them up somehow. So I'll have this here, and I don't want all this. Have this one go around the bottoms to the top. This one I'm going to flip. Something like that. I don't want it all the way down there. This one goes too far. Alright, and I'm just going to select them all, merge them all, put them on screen, and I'm just going to change the color of them. Gradient map, hue, and create clip masking. There we go. So now they're orange, and there we go. That's pretty simple. That orange might be too much. I don't know. It actually looks pretty cool. And I'm just gonna go to the very top, make a new layer. Still have this kind of orangish color selected. Maybe make it a little brighter. Make the brush big. Nah, it's not big enough. Like right there, put that there. Let's see, screen. There we go. Now it kind of has like a glowing look, and that's basically all you have to do. You can add some black lines at the top, and this is a little brighter than my actual background I did for Robbie, which is right here, and I had a little bit of smaller text, and the flares weren't as overwhelming, which I actually don't like these flares. They are a little bit too much. Maybe if I play around with this real quick, something like that. But you get the general idea, guys. This has been a long freaking tutorial, both parts. But thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Again, if the first part hits 200 likes, I'll put the project files in the description. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and peace. Hey guys, thank you for sticking around and watching the whole video. And I'm assuming it's part 1 as well if you watch this whole one. I know the second part was a lot longer than the first part, but I hope you guys learned something. Be sure to check out my last upload before these tutorials, or this tutorial, these 2 parts, which was an underrated spotlight showing off a really good underrated designer, Win did. And check out my last tutorial, which was how to make abstract effects in Photoshop. As well, check out my Twitter and all that jazz, my store. And be sure to check out the project files when part 1 hits 100 likes or 200 likes, and they will be in the description of both videos. Thank you guys again for watching. I know this was really long, but yeah guys, peace.